bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to impact your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black home firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. It's your girl, Constance Carter. I'm happy to be back. Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm a little late. I got a late start. I had a really good morning, really strong morning this morning. I went to the gym. I hadn't been in a long time. So, I had a little bit of a late start. However, I have a lot of good stuff to share with you today. So y'all go tell your friends that Constance Carter's on, and we about to talk about some good shit today. Okay, we about to talk about some real good shit. All right. So listen, if you want to come live with me today, you can go ahead and go to talkblack2me.com. Where is my Talk Black to Me? You can go to talkblack2me.com. If you want to come in here, you want to come into the studio and join me live so we can have a dialogue. Don't say no dumb shit, because if you do, I'm going to kick you out the studio. But come on in here. Let's have a discussion. I welcome the dialogue. But I want to talk to you today about why Black success equals white failure. And this is based upon a video that I did over the weekend that went viral, y'all. It went absolutely viral. It went bananas. But before we go into that, I want to, again, introduce you guys to the Grow Your Money podcast. So tell your friends that Constance Carter's on here, and we're going to talk about why Black success equals white failure. Did I say white failure? Why Black success equals white failure? Why white people have failed or feel that they have failed when Black people become successful. And my phone just be like going off. I had to turn off the notifications because this thing went viral. I don't know, it might be up to 2 million views right now. And I was, you know how on social media you get all the notifications every time somebody says something, and my videos do well, but I mean, it was like every second up, and it was just going off, and I had to turn off my notifications. But before we get into it, I always want to do the formalities. This is live, okay? So I do a little intro thing live. I want to acknowledge the people on here. I love to talk back. The way this works is you got to talk back to me and talk black to me. So I want to know who's all on here. I know I saw Miss Sophia on here. Good morning. What's up? Who is this? Alec for me. What's happening? What's up, Mr. Booker? Hey, Naomi. What's up, Anthony from North Carolina? What's happening, Miss Yvette? Now listen, if this is your first time here, drop in the chat that this is my first time watching and where you're watching from, and then welcome. And then everybody welcome, the new folks here that watch, that are just now coming on here today. I always like to acknowledge the people. The other thing is, if you are a Black-owned business or you know of a Black-owned business, drop it in the comments, because we want to be able to patronize you, especially now during the holidays. If you have any kind of sale going on, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and announce my ramp journal now. I didn't formally do it, but I've been kind of telling you about it. I did a soft launch. We have folks that are reading this book, this ramp journal. And since it's right now it's Black Friday. No, don't do it yet. Okay. Today, I'm going to drop the price to as low as it could go. I don't know how low it could go, maybe $5 or something like this. Right now it's $14.95. This is the ramp journal. I have not done it yet. This is kind of impromptu, but this is a brand new journal. And all of my books as of today are going to be $5, as low as I can get it. What I do that normally around Black Friday is I want you guys to have these, and I want you guys to be able to give them to your families, like stocking stuffers. This book right here has changed many lives. People will buy these in bulks, like real estate agents. They will buy this in bulk for their clients, keeping score. And this is the 2025 version of Keeping Score. This one probably going to be about $10 or something like that, because I just basically charge what Amazon charges me to print these books. So as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna lower the price, and you guys go buy all my books. But let me tell you about this ramp journal. Yo, this is so transformational. Right now I have a group going on inside GroupMe, and we are doing this 21-day challenge together. And what the ramp journal is let me just read a little bit to you so you can know. just a little bit about what it is. I've always been an early riser. The mornings has always been my sacred time to prime my mind. It's when I decide how my day is going to go, when I align my thoughts with peace and gratitude. But after my divorce, I forgot all of that. I forgot every principle that made me successful in the first place. I moved and all this stuff. So I was getting beat up by the courts. Everything was falling apart. And what I did is I started doing this method called the RAMP method. It's where you rise, affirm, meditate, and pray. So I give you prompts in here and what to do to really shift your life and to get unstuck and to get motivated and to transform your life. And as I began practicing this, I started to gain clarity about my purpose and my next chapter, the next iteration of my life. In this stillness is when God began to download my vision. He showed me that everything I have been through, the loss, the rebuilding, the lessons, was not punishment. It was preparation. And so this book right here, I'm going to reduce the price to $5. It's $14.95. And all of my books, because it's after Black Friday, I didn't even prepare for that. I just thought about it right now because I normally do it every year. I normally make all my books $5 after Black Friday. And so get these, get it for everybody that you know. It's actually been life-changing for me. So as I was doing this RAMP journal, I was in my meditation mode because I pray. When I pray a prayer of gratitude. I don't pray petitioning God, Lord, bless me with this, bless me with that. I pray prayer of gratitude. But when I was in my meditation mode, I was thinking of how I could be of more service. How can I serve people more? And I just got all these ideas of what things that I could do, things that I'm getting ready to come out with, programs to really help people. And one of the things that I did is I came out with this gym masterclass that I do on Tuesdays, which I'm going to do tomorrow. Absolutely free. Let me see if I have it in here. I should have a flyer in here, but it's the gym masterclass, which is free stuff that I'll do every Tuesday just to show you different strategies. So tomorrow I'm going to do the training on REITs, real estate investment trust, how to invest in REITs. And these are absolutely free. But this was something that I came up with inside my meditation one morning, is just how I could be of service, how I could help people, more things that I could do. And so this gym masterclass was birthed. And there's some other things that I have coming down the pike too. But this is just one of the many. And so tomorrow, if you have not signed up for this training, go to gymmasterclass.com. Go to gymmasterclass.com, and it's absolutely free if you take it live. Gymmasterclass.com, and I'm going to talk to you about REITs, how to invest in REITs, real estate investment trust. So go to gymmasterclass.com. But this is going to be transformational for you. But if you're a Black-owned business, going back to that, that's why I brought it up in the first place, or of a Black-owned business, put them in the comments, because we always want to support and patronize Black-owned businesses. Why? Because that's the only way that we are going to get ahead in life as a people. I don't know if you know, but if you watch me every day, then you already know. There was an article in Forbes magazine that said in the year 2053, Black median wealth was going to be a zero. And we're going to talk about that today too. But I don't believe it. And I talked about, strategies that we can use as Black people in order to close the wealth gap in my TED Talk. It's called Google That Shit. So one of the ways we do is we have to practice collective economics. We got to work together. We got to do business with one another. We were able to do business back in the early 1900s, right after slavery, right after Reconstruction. We had Black communities all over the country that were doing business together. And then what happened? They burned the towns down. They got jealous. They would always say, a white woman got raped or harassed. I still got to do a video on that. They had one gentleman who went to jail. I guess they had a law in place that if you look at a white person, you go to jail. So there was a guy who actually went to jail for looking, and I guess it was attempted rape with his eyes because he looked at somebody from across the street. A glaring look. But things like that would happen all the time, anything they could to destroy. And this is about this white fragility. And this is why, these people have had a 400-year head start. And the fact that a lot of them aren't further ahead is crazy, but we're going to break all that down today. I really want to focus on what we can do as Black people to increase our net worth so that we won't be a zero, so that we can leave a legacy for our children and our children's children. That's my goal. So I always like to put Black-owned businesses in the comments, and not just, oh, I got a Black-owned business. My Black-owned business is, health spa. Okay, how do we contact you? where's your website? Like, we really want to patronize you. So make sure that you put that in the comments, okay? And then if you know if you are not a part of my group on Facebook, I have two groups. I have a private group called it's a subscription group on my page. I'll go to I am Constance Carter. I have a subscription group that's a private group where I do just special things in there for the people in the group. You go to facebook.com/. I am Constance Carter /subscribe. You can go to my private group. And then I have Stay Woke group where there are thousands of people in there, but we just share different stuff, Black stuff. But in there, if you have a business, I want to really share and promote Black businesses and entrepreneurships, because that's the way we close the wealth gap. Okay. So if you're a Black business or you know of a Black business, put their name in the comments so that we can patronize them. It's going to be on Amazon. He said, what's the link? So for y'all who just came on here, all my books, give me a little bit right after this. All my books, this ain't my book. All my books are going to be as cheap as possible. This is probably not going to be $5 because it's a little bit, whatever Amazon charged me to charge you. I'm not going to make no money off of this whole holiday season. So this is going to be until the end of the year. All my books are going to be $5 or however, whatever less. If it's $5.99, you know that this is what Amazon made me do. But I'm not going to make any money. This is my gift to you. If I can give it away for free, I would. I mean, it's free for me. I'm not making any money. But I really just want to give you something and this holiday season. But this right here, y'all, this right here, this is transformational. This is my new book that I'm releasing right now. And I want to hear your testimonials once you go through this, because this is going to be life-changing. And as you go into 2026 and you want to do something different, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You see her hair like mine too, right? I had them do her hair like mine. Do something different. Get out your comfort zone. And oh, by the way, if you don't know that I coach Black women. I coach Black women with what's called the Net 7 Collective. And that is a group of Black women from all over the country. I think I have a video in here about it, but it's a group of Black women from all over the country. The secret sauce is the Black women. Wait, is it in here? Do I have it? No, I don't got. Okay. So I don't have Net 7 in here. I don't have a video in here about Net 7, but let me tell you about what Net 7 Collective is. So as a result of me doing this, and I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California. And as I moved out here, went through a divorce and all this stuff, and closed 2 of my offices, and I took a 2-year break. But during that time, I was just really talking to God about what was next for me. What do I want to do in this next part of my life? And I knew it had something to do with Black women, and I didn't know in what capacity. So I started what's called the Net 7 Collective. And this is Black women from all over the country that I personally coach on the things that I know how to do. So I know how to build businesses. I know how to invest. I know how to real estate. I know how to write books. I know how to do all these amazing things, but I don't know everything. So this community of Black women are women that I coach, but the secret sauce inside the community is the other Black women who also have skills. So you'll see Dr. Jones on here every Thursday. She's a physician. We have another physician just getting ready to join us right now. I'm really excited about her, Dr. Golden. We have lawyers, we have screenwriters, we have movie directors, we have singers, we have mothers of famous people, we have IT professionals, we have just all types of women. But the beautiful part is the collaboration. So these are for women who maybe have been stuck, or who just really wanted to do something different, who've been doing the same thing over and over again, but was going through that thing about insanity, who wanted to change their life, but they don't know how. They don't have the tools, they don't have the motivation, they don't have the accountability, they don't have the circle. Maybe you're different from everybody else in your group. We all have different friend groups. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my girls that I grew up with, I could still kick it with them and we could keep, but I cannot ask them business advice. Some of my girls I can go out with on a Saturday night and we could hang out, but I don't have them to have business to get business advice from. So these are women from all over the place that do just that. And the great thing is that it's not just them receiving, but it's them giving, and they love giving. So I empower. So that's my genius, is that I empower them to give to each other. But what that does for me is it takes the pressure off of me because I know what I know very, very well, but I don't know everything. I'm not the big ideation person. I execute the hell out of some shit. But I don't know everything. And so what I don't know, I defer to the people who do. Like if I'm teaching something and somebody knows something, hey, that's what we're gonna, we're gonna get it, I'll step back. If I said something wrong and you got the right answer, great. Let us know, because I want everybody to be on the same page. I want everybody to grow and build together, and everybody's cool with that. So, and I'm cool with that. I'm real, like, I don't got no ego when it comes to anything, because again, I do know what I know very well, but there's some things that I don't know, and I'm okay with it, because the stuff that I do know good. Right. So I don't have to have an ego about everything. Some people, some people like, I'm the only one. Nobody. No, that ain't me. That ain't my ministry. So that's not how I operate anything that I have. So as a result of these women are opening businesses, one of the things that I'm getting ready to do is and they don't even know it yet. So if y'all watching, I'm about to introduce this. It's going to be the Synergy Circle, where I'm going to be promoting them in their individual businesses. So we're going to be collabing on some of their individual businesses. Also, the women inside Net 7 Collective, they also have an opportunity to be chapter leaders in our Net 7 Nation, which is our local chapters. And those ladies get paid to be chapter leaders. So I groom them inside Net 7 Collective, and they also have an opportunity to make income. So if you are interested in being a part of Net 7 Collective, let's see if you will be a good fit. If this is something that you want to be a part of, and it's a mutually beneficial situation, go to my website, go to net7collective.com, and I would be happy to have a conversation with you about that. Okay, so go to my website and let's schedule an appointment for us to sit down and talk about, if this would be a good fit for you. Right now, because I am starting our new cohort in January, if you join before the end of the year, the tuition is 50% off. So we could talk about it when you call, but it's 50% off when if you join before the end of the year. All right. So let's get to it. Let me shout out to the people. Again, if you guys want to come on here and talk to me, go to talkblack2me.com, and you can come on here and we can have a whole conversation, as long as you don't say no dumb shit, okay? Because I will kick you off. But okay, cool. Oh, Nefertiti, I seen their videos. They go viral, right? Sugar Jam Southern Bistro in Scottsdale, Arizona. I heard about them. I haven't been out there, but I seen all the videos with Sugar Jam. They be jamming. There's one in Vegas too. It's not Sugar Jam. Oh my God. Now I got to go get the picture. Hold on. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I had to go because I was in Vegas a couple months ago. I had to speak at this conference, and I hung out with my girl. It's a place called Lolo's, which is kind of like Sugar Jam. They be jamming, they be playing music and stuff. This is me and my girlfriend Tanisha. This is one of my home girls. We go way back. Her mom had just passed away, and her mom was one of my mentors early on. I used to work at HP with her mom. Her mom was one of the people. She made a high 6-figure income way back in the 90s. One of the only people I knew who made that much money. Very, very smart, but she had just passed away. But this is Tanisha. This is all of us. I don't like showing this because my arm's hella big. But Lolo's is like that too. Black owned. They be playing music. It was good, and the food was good too. We had to wait like an hour and a half just to get in. But it's like that Sugar Jam place in Scottsdale, and that place is that Lolo place in Vegas is Black owned too. Yeah, see, you already knew. I had to go get the pictures. You should have just told me before I went out there. Dang. Yes, Net 7 is 50% off until the end of the year. All right, so listen. Okay, y'all, let's get into it. Dang, Nefertiti, you had me running out there, and you already said it was Lolo's. So let me tell you this topic of conversation. I saw this video, this guy talking about. So I don't know if you guys see my video, y'all. Did you guys see my video? I did it on Saturday morning. I did this video on Saturday morning. I was on my way to go get my hair braided. You see, my hair is braided. I got my hair done differently. So I was on my way to go get my hair braided, and I seen this video as I was getting ready to go in. And before I walked in to get my hair braided, I was like, I got to do a response to this. And I did the voiceover in the car, and I went in. And then as I was sitting in the chair, I did, the graphics, because my son does my graphics sometimes, but when I want to get something out like ASAP, I'll do it myself. And oh, by the way, inside the Grow Your Money Club, I teach you how to do graphics like this. I teach you how to make these videos like this. But this is what I look like when I went in there. This is what I look like when I was in there doing the video. But the video went viral. Okay. And then again, this is what I look like Saturday night when I went out, because I was looking cute. I was looking cute. But I was looking like this when I did that video. Yo, look at my hair grew so much. When I first started wearing my hair in braids, look how much gray I got. When I first started wearing my hair in braids, it was about this short. They could barely, I had to go to a couple of different salon braid shops. It was like this short. They couldn't grab it. And these people grabbed it. And so I've been doing it for about 2 years now. And, I was getting my hair done different styles every other. Anyway. So, but that's how I look. And then me and my daughter, we went out on Saturday night. Me and the bestie for the restie. That's my baby girl. I can't believe I'm that much shorter than her. Anyway, so I saw this video and I did the voiceover and I did all that stuff. And by the time I left the the salon and I uploaded it, it had like thousands of views. And I was like, oh shit, this is about to blow. And within 24 hours, it had 1 million views, and Roland Martin reposted it. Layla Hathaway reposted it. A lot of different people reposted it. Even Jasmine Crockett liked it. I have a lot of celebrities that like my stuff all the time, but I was like, Jasmine Crockett liked my shit. So it was a really good video. And if you haven't seen it, let me go ahead and show it to you. But this was my thought when I saw this.
How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new.
There he is, right there.
Right there. That guy right there.
It's what Make America Great Again has always meant to certain people. It's never been about patriotism. It's always been about hierarchy, about making sure Black people stay in a place that makes them comfortable. Because let's be honest, imagine living in a country where 400 years you receive every privilege available. Free labor for almost 2 centuries, millions of acres of free land through the Homestead Act, government assistance when Black folks were excluded, white veterans received GI Bills as attended college when Black veterans who served the country faithfully did not, white home ownership through FHA loans that Black people didn't get while Black families were redlined into poverty. There was affirmative action for white folks long before the phrase was ever even created. Let me name a few more. Tax benefits, union protections, government contracts, Social Security programs that originally excluded Black labor, corporate subsidies, banking systems built on predatory denial of Black access, policing designed to guard white prosperity, and the unspoken privilege of always being seen and deserving, and all that for generations. And yet here we are, after everything designed to hold us back, we still here. It makes them a failure. We're still educating ourselves, still building businesses. It makes them a failure. Still growing wealth, still buying homes, still pulling up in our Lexuses. That makes them a failure. We still thrive in the ways this country has never planned for us to thrive. And it makes them feel like failures. Because that's what they are. That's why it bothers them. Because to them, our success is what it is. It makes them failures. They feel better when they can look down on us. They feel safer when we have to struggle. They feel whole when we are broken. So when they say Make America Great Again, what they are really saying is let's go back and reset the hierarchy. Let's put them back in their place, which is beneath us. Let's strip away any progress that they've made. Let's take away all their rights, all their opportunities, all the wins that make them feel equal. Because for us to feel equal, it makes them feel like failures. Because they've had every advancement known to man, and yet here we are, and that's why our excellence is so powerful, y'all. Because every time we disrupt the narrative they depended on for 400 years, every time we win and we break the system that was never designed for us to succeed, every time we shine, we expose the weakness of a structure built on stolen labor, stolen land, and stolen wealth. It's their failure. This is why our success is revolutionary. It's not just about your car, your house, or your lifestyle. It's a reminder that despite every barrier placed in our way, we still here, thriving, winning, and redefining greatness in our terms. And they are still what they are. Failures. Now drop a Black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs to hear.
Y'all, so I love the last part, and they still are what they are. Failures. So, I did that on purpose, just so you know. I had to do the trailer trash. I had to show the distinction. And the reason why I did that is because they've been doing this for years. The propaganda that's put out about Black people, you always see us in the worst and the most negative light every time they put us on the news. When Trayvon Martin, that 12-year-old boy, went to go get the Skittles and a drink, every picture they had of him was not of a little boy, but him in a hoodie looking like that's what they do. And I said, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start doing the same thing. I'm going to start making sure that we're always put in a positive light, and I'm going to put them in the light that they really are, instead of how they see themselves. And that's the great thing about being able to control your own images and be able to create your own content, is being able to put out the real, how it really is. And so that's the reason why I did that. But I always laugh at the end part. Failures. I love it. So I put that video together and got a lot of responses. In fact, someone had did an article on medium.com. And I'm going to put it in the comments so that you guys can read it later. But this lady did an article. It was a great article. And she was quoting both me and Joy-Ann Reid. I'm like, you quote me and Joy Reid? You quote me on the same article with Joy Reid? It was on Medium. But it was a brilliant article that she wrote. So let me put that link up in here. Great article where she basically broke down my video, and she was talking about after the Head Start. So that's really what this is about. You mean to tell me that you guys got a 400-year head start? And let me make sure that I clarify something, because that's what people were saying. Some people were saying in the comments, he wasn't talking about Black people, he was talking about immigrants. He was talking about Haitians, which Haitians are Black. But regardless of if he was talking about Blacks or Hispanics or any other minority in the world, it does not matter, because what I eat don't make you shit. Why are you worried about what the hell is going on over here? But that is historically what they've done. Every time we've had an advancement, and oh, by the way, Haitians are Black. They're just Black from another country. Oh, by the way, they were oppressed. They were just oppressed in another country. Okay. They got their independence before us because they were powerful enough to overthrow the government, and they won their independence. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you know that they say that the reason why I've seen this on the 700 Club, and I've seen pastors say this stupid ass shit. In fact, Shawty's husband said that dumb ass shit too. That the reason why the Haitians won their Revolutionary War was because they practiced voodoo and they made a deal with the devil. That's the most asinine bullshit I've ever heard in my life. The only way that we can beat white people is if we make a deal with the devil. That's what white Christians are saying. That's not even what white Christians, that's what Christians are saying. Anyway, I digress. But thank you, Naomi. Naomi is a Black Haitian, and she lives in New York. Remember, Trump was saying they're eating the cats and the dogs. These are the same people that he was saying they're eating. This is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They're Black, okay? When they get pulled over by the police, they're Black. But you've had a whole 400-year head start, and you mad about what other people are doing. And that's essentially what's happened over the years when it comes to our communities. We've had hundreds of communities all throughout the country, and they have either bombed them, burned them down. They have created an eminent domain to destroy the communities. They put freeways in there. They did urban renewal, which was more like Negro removal, where every time you had a Black thriving community, it was torn down. Every time you seen some type of progress, it was torn down. I don't know if you've seen this video that I did, where I talk about my neighborhood, all Black, my grocery store, all Black. I did it, and I did it on purpose. Let me see if I can find it. I did it on purpose because I like to trigger people, because number one, they don't think that Black people live in the way that they do. They think that all Black communities are all impoverished. And so somebody says, well, aren't you just as bad as white people when they talk about segregation? White people don't have to talk about segregation. They do it. They live it. And I'm saying, and what I'm talking about is not about segregation or separation. It's about celebration. It's about celebrating the fact that I live in an affluent area, which is, I'm surrounded by a lot of Black wealth. I think that's a good thing. It's not even bragging per se. It is, but it ain't, right? But it's really, for me, it's a celebration. Where in the hell is that video? It's a celebration. It's me saying that, hey, there is Black success, even though they try to say that it's not, even though they try to, even though they only want you to think that we live in the worst conditions. But I love to trigger folks with this video right here. Let me just show you.
My gym, all black. My grocery store, all black. In my neighborhood, it's definitely all black. I ain't never going back to Cali.
I love it. I actually did not even do it for public consumption. I did that for my friends. My friends were like, when you coming back home? And I did this little video. I probably did it while I was driving or something. Did a little video, sent it to my friends. And she was my girl, Lisa. She was like, you should post this. And I was like, I'm not posting that. People are going to get offended, which a lot of people did. But again, it's about Black celebration for me. It's about me showing that there are other sides to being Black. And every time we've gotten, to where we've gotten some prominence, they've tried to destroy it. Even looking now, 300,000 Black women, and a lot of them live in this area because there's a lot of people that work in the federal government. These federal jobs, these federal government jobs, they pay nice 6-figure salaries. Black women are the most educated demographic in the country. Black men especially out here, but Black men have these great 6-figure jobs too, living in these beautiful communities. And what does the administration do initially? The first thing they do is they fire a bunch of Black women. Over 300,000 Black women lost their jobs. And so that's part of this. This is part of this white failure, this idea of entitlement, of meritocracy. We're getting rid of DEI. Did you guys hear? I'm just all over the place. But did y'all hear Pharrell talking about, we should be something? I don't know what he said. I don't want to quote him, but he said something about DEI being, getting a handout and that we don't, something dumb shit. But it's like, dude, you're so tone deaf. Anyway, DEI, first of all, we know that it didn't help Black people as much as it helped white women. We know that. However, they dismantled it because it did, even though it didn't do much, it did. Think about this. Over 50% of job applications that have the name Jamal or Lakeisha, 50% less of them get called back because of their names. I'll show you a video about that in a minute. But they had 250 years of free labor, right? And I did the research. 250 years of free labor, that was $1.17 trillion that they've earned in free labor. $1.17 trillion Head Start. Trailer Trash mad at us. So if you poor and you had 250 years of free labor, the Homestead Act gave 270 million acres of land. Okay, so each settler received 160 acres of land for free. We were supposed to get our 40 acres in a mill and we didn't. Of course, it got reversed with Andrew Johnson. Okay. And then when we did get land, what happened? Violence, fraud. They took our shit. This is mine now. KKK come, take your land, hang in Black people to take their land, all of those things. But from the Homestead Act alone, I wrote it down. No, going back, slave labor is $14 trillion. So they made $14 trillion off of slave labor, and they made $1.17 trillion. So they've gotten $1.17 trillion in today's value of free labor. Free land. So in today's value, these white folks will have $1.17 trillion in land. Again, we got nothing. We got nothing. And then you think about the FHA loans, right? So FHA loans came out so that everybody can have access to opportunity. Everybody has access to purchase a home. But what happened to Black people? We got redlined. Okay. They made sure that Black people did not get loans. We could integrate into these neighborhoods. They had these codes, covenants, and restrictions to ensure that Black people weren't there. Appraisers followed the rule. Realtors followed the rule. Banks followed the rule. Cities followed the rule that Black people could not live in these neighborhoods. White families got access to low down payment, low interest rates. They got homes in appreciating neighborhoods. And I also did the math on that. And If a family bought a home in the 1940s under FHA, 1940s, 50s under FHA, today their family wealth would be anywhere between $2 and $10 million. All these advancements. And when we get a little bit of progress, y'all do that. How'd they get it? I've been working my ass off my whole life. I just named 3 things. 250 years of free labor. $14 trillion y'all got. Okay. The Homestead Act. $1.17 trillion white people got. Y'all got homes, FHA loans. That's between $2 and $10 million per family of wealth that you should have in your family, between $2 and $10 million if you got access to home ownership back then, when we could not. So whether you did or you didn't, that was your choice. We had no choice. We couldn't get access. So that's your fault that you're failures. It's not our fault. But you want to look to us. When they went to Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they started looting those people's houses. I remember seeing a documentary years ago. One of the older Black women, she said that the women would come in there and look at these people's stuff, and they would say, these ends have better stuff than we do. Jealousy, failure, mediocrity. That's what they are. And that's the reason why we keep having to reset, keep having to reset, keep having to reset. Then they had union protections who fought for their wages from the 1930s to 1960s. We didn't get that. And then you got the New Deal, Franklin Roosevelt, jobs, housing, benefits. We didn't get that. You had the GI Bill that was supposed to give veterans access to housing, access to education. We didn't get that. You have government contracts. For decades, white men got all 100% of the contracts. Now we have a little slice of the pie, and they've taken the DBE, the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, away as of last month to take away race and gender from qualifying, just so we can get a little bit more. Now, I know people personally who work in the government contract space who have good contracts. And what they say is the people, even though they still have these measures to determine, that they have to adhere to, they'll say, oh, we just don't have, nobody applied. We don't have any qualified Black businesses or minority businesses, and they'll give them to the white ones. Even though they do have Black people waiting, they'll still give them to the white ones. This advantage they have. So them taking it away, that further ensures that our asses don't get in the door anyway. You got banking. After the Civil War, they had the Freedmen's Bank. You guys ever heard of the Freedmen's Bank? I did a video about it last year, sometime earlier this year. Freedmen's Bank, this is when former slaves came. They put their money, their pennies, their hard sharecropping, they put their hard-earned money into these banks in the early 1900s. And the folks who were on the boards of the banks, they gambled their money, and they lost every penny of their money. And there was no recourse. So not only do we lose our land and our homes, we lose our money in these banks. They didn't gamble with their money. They always do it with ours. Think about welfare programs that were meant for white people. Black people couldn't get access to welfare. And then when they did give them access to welfare, then they had the no man in the house rule. What does that mean? That means that if you want this welfare, this only applied to Black folks, your husband cannot be in the house. So you would have these men, first of all, they wouldn't give men the jobs. So I can't get a job. And if I'm here with my family, then my family doesn't eat. So I got to decide on if I'm going to be in this house or I'm going to be on the streets. And a lot of times they chose the streets because they would come in and they would raid these people's houses in the middle of the night. And imagine being a big grown ass man having to hide under a bed or being caught in the closet at your own house with your wife and your children. So when we did get welfare, then this is what happens. They put the stipulations on it. And then in the 80s, what does Ronald Reagan do? He plasters the face of a Black woman on welfare, and he calls her the welfare queen. and they put welfare on us. When you saw in that video, all them women in that mugshot, those were welfare queens. But they're always going to show us. But I'm always going to show the truth. Years, our schools were underfunded. HBCUs. Did you know that a few states got sued recently? They were supposed to be giving money to HBCUs. They had set-asides for HBCUs as they did with other colleges. They were giving the money to other colleges, but they were not giving the money to HBCUs. Money that was set aside for them. They just withheld it. We don't want to do it. So for us to be where we are today and still thriving, still growing, still pursuing. Now, do we have setbacks? Absolutely. Is there crime in our communities? Absolutely. Are there things that we have to work on? Absolutely. But look, in spite of all of these things that I just share with you where we are. And because we have the advancement we have, look at what's happening with this administration. Y'all, Project 2025. What's the first thing they did? I told you. They got rid of 300,000 Black jobs. 300,000 Black women lost their jobs. Why? DEI. First thing, that's the only thing he kept saying. Plane crash is DEI. This is DEI. Whatever it was DEI. It was ridiculous. It had nothing to do with Black people. Because basically you're saying they're blaming it on Black people. That's all they're saying. Even though we know DEI did not benefit us, they blamed everything on DEI, which was code word for Black. So anything happened, that was DEI. Had nothing to do with catching strays. Had nothing to do with it. So what does the government do when they get into power? First of all, they consolidate the powers, right? So now they don't have no checks and balances. They're getting rid of all these departments. They're purging all these civil service jobs, which a lot of Black people were doing. They rolled back civil rights enforcements. Again, DEI, anti-discrimination practices in the Department of Education across the board. Everything that was there, that was set up to give us an equal footing, they got rid of it. All the social safety nets, education, the economic protection, the labor rights, they got rid of it. The social and look at what he did with the Kennedy Center. Kennedy Center is a place of, they're talking about they had drag queens teaching kids. That never happened. The propaganda that is spewed by this administration is crazy. So this motherfucker said, I'm going to take over the Kennedy Center and it's going to be hot. Why does he use the word hot when the U.S. is the hottest country? Hot. Like he's out at Studio 54 with a bunch of underage girls with Epstein. This is hot. What the fuck? Sorry, Dad. Hope you're not watching. Strike that last comment. So all the things he's doing, the civil rights protections that help fight redlining, they rolled them back. The economic mobility risk, they rolled them back. They weakened public support. All these companies gotten rid of the DEI from all the companies. So now they really don't have to, they really can discriminate without any recourse. Anytime somebody, you see what the president is doing right now. Anytime the reporters are scared shitless. Nobody is calling him to task. He can say whatever the hell he wants to. He's way crazy, saying all this crazy shit, and nobody can say anything. Somebody get on here. Oh, that's somebody came here. Nobody can say anything because they scared of being called a piggy, being called stupid, he said the R word, y'all. He said retarded. This man called somebody retarded. Like, this is out of control, and ain't nobody checking his ass. It's crazy. It's crazy. But this is what's going on, and this is really a direct response of having a Black president. That's what it is. Donald Trump is the response of having a Black, brilliant man in office. This is your best, white people. This is your leader. And the funny thing is, I seen a video yesterday with Tucker Carlson. I don't know if you know, stupid ass Tucker is a dumb motherfucker. Oops, Dad, if you're watching this, please skip over that part too. But Tucker Carlson was saying how white men are the most discriminated against people. And look at this shit. But I actually rebutted everything he said. At least 3 points of what he said. Well, it's dumb shit.
This dude claims that young white men are the most hated, most discriminated, most excluded people in America. So I'm gonna break down a few of his claims one by one with actual facts.
Well, they've grown up in, over the last 10 years, a world that hates them and has told them again and again and again, no, we're not discriminating against you, and yes, you deserve it.
First off, there is no evidence that America has spent the last decade discriminating against white men. White men, they are the demographic with the highest income, the highest household wealth, the highest executive representation, the highest political representation, and the highest ownership of assets across every category. That data is public. The median white household still holds about 7 to 8 times the wealth of the median black household. The Fortune 500 is still over 85% white male at the CEO level. Congress is still majority white male. So if a system hated you, it will not consistently place you at the top of every measurable opportunity structure.
They've grown up in a country that has systematically, in law, excluded them from the workplace, from education, from federal grants.
Now, there's absolutely no law in the United States that excludes white men from jobs or education. But what does exist is decades of documented discrimination against black people in hiring. Studies from Harvard and MIT and the University of Chicago show that applicants with black-sounding names like Jamal or Lakeisha receive 50% fewer callbacks. White-owned businesses still control 85% of federal government contracts. And in elite colleges, white applicants benefit from legacy status. A Harvard data showed that being a legacy applicant increases your chance of admission by up to 40%. And most legacy applicants are white because these institutions excluded black students for a century.
Probably are some Nick Fuentes viewers who are a little confused when they hear themselves attacked as racist. Racism is wrong. But it's a little hard to tell people that racism is wrong when you're committing it.
This is where we need to have a real lesson because the word racism gets misused. There's a difference between racism and prejudice. Prejudice is an opinion. Anybody can be prejudiced. A black person can dislike a white person. A white person can dislike an Asian person. A Latino person can dislike a black person. Prejudice is an individual bias. It's personal. Racism is a system. It is the combination of prejudice plus power. It's where institutions work together to restrict access, opportunity, resources, or rights for a specific group. Racism shows up in housing and banking and policing and contracts, in law and healthcare and education and generational wealth. A rude comment towards a white person is not racism. Somebody critiquing whiteness is not racism. Somebody being uncomfortable is not racism. Racism is where an entire system is built to deny you opportunity. White men in America have never faced that. Now drop a black fist in the comments and share this with.
You hear this bullshit? This is what they indoctrinate. This is why these white people are so angry. We are the most discriminated against people in the United States. You have 85% of y'all are CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. 85% of y'all have government contracts. Y'all are 90% of Congress. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? We're the most, and they have laws. What laws in place discriminate against you? Not a one. But this is what this is why we got to tell the truth, y'all. This is why we have to spread this information, the truth. But this is also the reason why it's so important that we unify. I just did a video a minute ago, and I haven't even released it yet. But let me see if I can play it. But this is my point. This is the reason why we gotta unify. I'm gonna show y'all this video. I haven't even put out there yet. Let me see. Let me see. I did this one today while I was at the gym, y'all.
Guess what the FBI said was the biggest threat to America? It wasn't drugs. It wasn't foreign enemies or terrorism. And it definitely wasn't a whack-ass KKK who had been terrorizing black communities for centuries. According to J. Edgar Hoover, the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. That's why the FBI launched COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program. This wasn't about protecting the country. This was about destroying black progress. So let me give you some real examples. The FBI sent Dr. King a letter encouraging him to kill himself. They threatened him with recordings from illegal surveillance and told him he was a fraud. They spread lies about Malcolm X. They forged letters pretending to be the Nation of Islam members to turn Malcolm against Elijah Muhammad. They smeared the Black Panthers. They leaked fabricated stories calling them violent criminals when the Panthers were running a free breakfast program in health clinics. They knew one thing. If they could destroy your name, they could weaken your message. And yes, they had people working with them. They had informants used to discredit and divide. Gene Roberts, a black NYPD officer posing as a Panther, infiltrated the New York chapter. William O'Neill, the most infamous informant, became chief of security for the Illinois Panthers. He gave the FBI a detailed floor plan of Fred Hampton's apartment. Ernest Withers, a respected civil rights photographer, secretly provided names and intel on organizers in Memphis. They weren't random people. They were placed strategically to break our movements from the inside. COINTELPRO didn't just attack leaders, they attacked unity. They used chaos as a weapon. Infiltrators pushed violent rhetoric in meetings to make the Panthers look dangerous. They sent fake threats pretending to be from the Panthers to the U.S. organization, sparking deadly conflict at UCLA, where Bunchy Carter and John Huggins were killed. They harassed donors, blocked permits, and sabotaged the Poor People's Campaign after Dr. King was assassinated. Their goal was simple. If you can't stop the movement, disrupt it until it collapses from the inside. And when discrediting and disrupting wasn't enough, they moved to destruction. Fred Hampton was only 21 when he was assassinated in his sleep. The FBI paid informant William O'Neill to drug Hampton the night before. Police fired nearly 100 shots into the apartment using the map O'Neill provided. Black Panther offices were raided nationwide and community programs were destroyed. Geronimo Pratt was framed for murder and imprisoned for 27 years, even though the FBI hid proof that he was 400 miles away. Leaders like Angela Davis, Bobby Seale, and Huey Newton were repeatedly arrested on false charges designed to bankrupt and dismantle the movement. This wasn't a coincidence. This was the strategy. What scared J. Edgar Hoover wasn't black violence, it was black unity, black education, black economics, black leadership, and black love. And listen, the greatest way to honor our history is to rebuild the unity that they feared. So let's get back to doing what they feared the most, being a threat through unity. Now drop a black fist in the comments and share this with someone who
Love Jill Scott. So I did that this morning while I was at the gym, so I haven't even released that yet. But that is the truth. The greatest threat to America was not the war on drugs, was not the Vietnam War. It was Negro unity. You think about that. It's why I talk about this all the time, is because our unification is a threat. Not that they're scared that we're going to do something to them. They know how powerful of a people that we are. Black folks are the most hated people on the planet. Think about it. We are hated worldwide for the propaganda that has been spewed out there about who we are, and which is untrue. We're not the ones that colonized a whole people, raped and pillaged and murdered and everything else. We're not that. We haven't done that. Do we have black on black crime? Sure. But have you put drugs and guns in our communities to make it happen? Absolutely. So our unity is their threat. So let's threaten them again. Let's make sure that we unify. Let's practice these collective economics. Let's build our communities together. Remember, less than 3% of businesses in black communities are black owned. So if you go to a black community, you will see an Asian Chinese food. You're going to see Jewish people probably running a damn check cashing place. You're going to see Arabs at the liquor store or at the gas station. You're going to see white people. But if you go into any of those communities, you're not going to see a black owned business. So it's time that we take back our communities. It's time we create our own businesses, and it's time that we do business with each other. That's the only way we're going to be insulated from the bullshit. All right. So they are here to disrupt, discredit, and destroy. But we are here to tell the truth. That's why I come here every day. So you see that video I did? Those are some of the things that I teach inside the Grow Your Money Club. And if you don't know what the Grow Your Money Club is, that's where I show you different skill sets to really show you how to grow your money and not blow your money, whether it's getting your credit together. Well, let me show you.
While everybody else is out here blowing their money, you about to be growing your money. How? Inside the Grow Your Money Club, this is your one-stop wealth building training hub designed to help you build, grow, invest, and diversify your income. You have the credit bundle, which is going to help you to increase your credit IQ with business credit, personal credit, with the credit repair masterclass. And then you have the real estate bundle. This is where we're going to show you how to invest in tax deeds, land banks, how to buy a house separately from your spouse, the living trust ebook, and from campus cash flows, showing your children how to become real estate investors. In the investor bundle, you're going to learn how to invest using Robinhood, the investor success formula, and the wealth map 6-phase blueprint that shows you how to build, grow, and invest your money. And finally, the business builder bundle. This is where we show you how to establish your entity and build business credit, how to obtain government contracts, how to create jaw-dropping video content, how to write and publish your best-selling book, and even how to bring your idea to life. You can purchase each training a la carte, get the bundle that fits your goals, or unlock the 12-month roadmap, which is your full access pass to every single training inside the Grow Your Money Club. While they're spending, you stacking. While they're watching, you winning. Join the Grow Your Money Club today.
So all the stuff that I do, I teach you how to do it inside the Grow Your Money Club. So if you want to learn how to do all the things that I just said in that video, there's videos in there. And then if you're not live with me tomorrow on what I teach in the gym masterclass, all those trainings actually go inside the Grow Your Money Club. And so you have access to those. Members have access to those trainings as well for the replay. So if you guys have not signed up for the training I'm doing tomorrow on real estate investment trust, this is a free class. I ain't even charging y'all. Real estate investment trust, how to invest in real estate for as low as $10. Start your investing with $10. You mitigate your risks. And I'm going to show you how to get dividend income by investing in REITs. So if you don't know anything about REITs, I'm going to show you how to invest in REITs. All right. So that's tomorrow. And then also, like I mentioned in the beginning, I coach Black women. And if you didn't see it, rewind it because I'm not going to go through the spiel again. But the Net 7 Collective, our newest cohort is coming up in January. So if you join before January, you get 50% off. So schedule an appointment with me. Go to net7collective.com or go to constancecarter.com and schedule an appointment with me so that we can see if you would be a good fit for that. Because I talk to everybody who comes in because it's a mutually beneficial relationship. You know, I got to make sure that the people who are inside the community are people who can add to the community. And I don't mean with your skill set, I mean with your energy, because energy is very important. All money ain't good money, partner. I don't do no cancers. And I'm not talking about the astrology, and I'm not talking about the disease. I'm talking about a cancerous type personality that could just destroy everything. So I talk to everybody that's in there because I need to also know what your needs are too and how I can help serve you. And so that's the reason why I do that. And this is Black women from all over the world at this point. We have people in Africa. We have people in Europe. We have people in France and Switzerland. So that's part of Net 7 Collective. So go to net7collective.com. And then my books. Right after this, I'm about to go on Amazon and I'm going to make all these books, all my books until the end of the year. They're going to be $5. Y'all share this with your people. They're going to be $5. Okay. I even have like stuff online too on my page, on my Conversation Tees page for my online stuff. But I have this journal, y'all. So I be journaling in this Ramp journal. So this is, but I can't reduce the price because this is what they charge me. This is, if you go to conversationtees.com, I have journals. I have all different kinds of stuff. I have shirts and hats and all different kinds of stuff. So if you want to go there, let me see where the website is. Sonia got all the stuff. Not Sonia, Miss Sophia got all the stuff. She got everything. She got shirts. She got this. She got books. She got everything. So go to conversationtees.com is where you can get, you know, if you want to get some of that stuff. Oh, shoot. If you want to get some of that, some stuff for Christmas or whatever, but these would be good stocking stuffers. All these books, education. This is what I'm getting ready to roll out. You guys were the first people that I actually told this to. So I'm going to be promoting this, and it's only going to be $5, but it's going to transform your life. And if you didn't see, if you don't know what I'm talking about, rewind this when it's over because I'm just releasing this book today. I think that's it. Tomorrow, shoot, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Maybe not. That's why I need a producer here. But I think that's it. Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving? As we leave today, I just want to show you, I'm so proud of my kids. Oh my God. I told y'all my son is a motivational speaker. He finally told me. He's so good. Oh my God. Oh my God. So this is every year for Christmas. My dad started this. And every time we have a birthday or whatever, we all go around and talk about what we're thankful for. We just, always loving on each other. So this year, here's me and my family. Community.
I'm thankful to have this beautiful family, and for you guys, mom was always taking care of us. and allowed me to get to college and just helped me to be able to succeed. Yeah. I'm thankful for my family, my friends, my good man friend here, and I'm thankful for that my life is starting to change. Thankful that I'm able to see a shift in my life. Self-elevation, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the people I have around me that help me elevate. Thankful for God, I'm thankful for food, yeah.
I'm thankful for this opportunity to come spend time with y'all, consider y'all family. So thankful for my family, thankful for, just another opportunity to live in. Yeah.
All right, who's gonna pray?
You. Heavenly Father, I thank you for bringing us together. I thank you for another chance for us to be able to gather for another Thanksgiving. Lord Father, I thank you for amazing year and growth. For not just me, but for my family. I pray for peace and protection over my family and my friends. And I pray that we're able to enjoy the food I receive and each my family.
Amen. Y'all, that was my son. Wait. That was my son who don't be talking. He volunteered to pray and everything. Like, who is he? What have they done with my son? So I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for all my kids. My kids are just, I'm over the moon proud of them. But my youngest son that say 2 words and mumbles, like he's really outside. He's really his friend, Nate. I'm really so pleased. He has a really good friend and they're both so positive. And so he's been a really good influence on my son. My son just volunteered to pray. Like the boy don't say that, the boy don't talk. So anyway, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for y'all. And hopefully you guys have had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys have a happy holiday. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. If you guys are going to be on the training, go to gymmasterclass.com tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the REITs. Let everybody know that's what we doing. Absolutely free. I'll see you tomorrow if you're going to be on the call. But you got to register in order to attend.